Fallout 76 is an online game, and since there are no human NPCs, charisma had to change. This is what we know so far. Hey guys, JV here, and today we're discussing charisma and card sharing in Fallout 76. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for more Fallout 76 videos, and head on over to my Facebook page for our Fallout 4 Survival Mode playthrough streamed live. We're going to start by listening to Development Director at BGS Austin, Chris Mayer, explain how charisma works in the game.
That was a very interesting discussion amongst the team to try to figure out what do we do with charisma, but it made sense in a multiplayer game that a player that invests points in charisma and collects those cards, they can share those cards with their teammates. So we've developed a system where that player that invests can become the person that makes your entire team more powerful by sharing those cards. We did throw a few cards in there for the single player. I think we have one, it's Lone Wolf, as I recall.
Lone Wanderer.
Oh, Lone Wanderer, right. So if you can still pick some charisma cards if you're more of a solo kind of player, but the person that plays in groups all the time will probably invest more there.
There we have it. Charisma is directly tied to the brand new mechanic to Fallout, which is sharing cards. This is a huge departure from what we had in Fallout 4, because as we know, a lot of those perks revolved around your ability to barter, persuade, drink alcohol, interact with settlers, and organize your settlements. From some of the perk footage that was shown off, we can see the description of charisma is right here. It's your ability to lead and help others. It allows you to share higher point perks, and also affects your rewards from group quests and prices when you barter. So notably, once again, speech is missing from here, because as far as we know, the whole speech mechanic is not relevant in Fallout 76. There are going to be some NPCs. Maybe we can talk to some robots or some ghouls or super mutants, things like that, but we're not going to be talking to humans, and so speech is not really a thing, and it's not dictated by the charisma perk. The barter function is still here, although I'm not sure if this means bartering with vendors, because we do know there are vendors in the game. There are machines. You can just put like a vending machine, like a soda machine, for example. There's going to be a medic vendor where you can buy stim packs from your own camp. Is this what barter, is that what they're talking about with this charisma perk, or is this in terms with dealing and trading with other players? I would think that we ourselves, the players, control the prices in that scenario, that there's not some built-in system, but maybe there is. There's something that does affect bartering. For example, if I want to sell a stim pack for 10 caps, if I have 5 charisma, then that's going to bump up the minimum to 15 because I have more charisma. I'm able to more easily persuade other people. So it's a built-in mechanic like that versus someone else who has 1 charisma. They can only sell that stim pack for a minimum of 10 caps. Something like that. Maybe that doesn't make sense, but in my head, it could be a possibility. Another interesting mechanic there is affecting your rewards from group quests. So we know that when you're playing in a group, a lot of charisma cards affect that because, again, charisma is essentially the co-op playing with people perk tree in this game. The higher our charisma, the better rewards we'll get for playing with friends. So again, hypothetical numbers here. Let's say at 1 charisma, that's the baseline, you get no bonus, but you put an extra point into charisma, that gives you a 5% bonus to whatever reward you would have been getting. So if you play with friends and you complete a quest together, you would have gotten 100 caps, you'll get 105. It's a little boost, but it adds up over time, and especially when you pump points into charisma, you'll be rewarded for that. Now let's talk about card sharing. That's obviously the big thing we need to talk about. It says in the charisma description, once again, that having more charisma allows you to share higher point perk cards. From all that we know right now in terms of perk cards, to me, that's signifying the top left number for the card, which we know from Todd and the rest of the team at the QuakeCon panel that these range from level 1 or 1 point all the way up to 5 points. Once again, this is the cost to have that equipped, to have that specific card active in your perk, setup with your cards. The way this is worded makes me assume a few things. Number one, it makes me think that there's a default point limit for everybody, no matter what your charisma is in terms of sharing cards. So, for example, I only have 1 charisma. I'm only allowed to share a 2 cost card with my teammates because that's the limit. I've chosen not to, invest into charisma, so I can't share higher cards. But compared to someone else who has maybe 6 charisma, they can share higher cost, higher point cards because they've chosen to put those points into charisma. Again, Fallout 76 is an online game, so I think they are going to encourage us, no matter what, to be sharing sharing cards, but if you invest in Charisma, you're going to be able to share higher value cards. Now, here's what we don't know, and this is very important. How many cards can we share? Is there only one card at a time that we can share when we're playing Fallout 76? Because it kind of makes it sound like that. Now, maybe there are Charisma specific perk cards that you can unlock that allow you to share more cards, and that could make sense. I mean, we know that the card pool is open to everyone, and we're always going to be collecting cards. It's going to be an infinite sort of process in contrast to Special, which caps out at level 50. Honestly, the way that perk cards work in this game and the fact that we're able to swap them in and out, we have so much freedom and flexibility that there's not going to be that urgency of I need to make the right decision now or I'm going to have to restart my character. We've always dealt with that in the Fallout games unless you mod your games. And so this is something that will be very fluid, very flexible. We'll be able to play around with it and really truly grasp and understand the system. But again, if we learn more about Charisma and card perks and how that works and card sharing in Fallout 76, I will share that info here on the channel. We are not that far away from the beta. October is a month and 11 days away from when I'm recording this video. We don't know when it's coming in October, so it could very well be a full 2 months. This could come out towards the end of October. Hopefully not, crossing my fingers that it doesn't. But that is it for today's video. In the comment section below, tell me, are you liking the way that Charisma sounds with the card sharing and the cooperative gameplay? I know it's going to piss a lot of solo players off, although we still have Lone Wanderer. But let me know, what do you think about this system? Share your thoughts below. If you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe for more Fallout 76 content, and be sure to check out my Facebook page for our Fallout 4 survival mode playthrough streamed live. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you next time.